When someone is truly in love, one of the clearest signs is how deeply they remember the little things about you. It's not just about the big moments or the grand declarations. Love lives in the tiny details, the everyday pieces of who you are that most people don't even notice or bother to remember. Think about it. How many times have you shared a favorite snack, a quirky habit, or a small preference with someone and they forgot it the very next day? But the person who loves you, they hold on to those things like precious gems. This kind of remembering shows they're fully tuned into you. It's like they've set up a mental scrapbook where every smile you gave, every offhand comment, every little preference you casually mentioned is carefully stored away. When they bring those details up later, maybe weeks or months down the line, it's not coincidence or luck. It's love manifesting as attention. When someone asks, "Hey, did you want to try that new flavor of ice cream you mentioned last month?" Or, "I remember you said you like your coffee black, no sugar." That's love speaking softly but clearly. It's important to recognize how significant this is because remembering the small things requires genuine interest and emotional investment. In today's busy world, people are distracted, juggling work, social media, endless to-do lists. But when someone carves out mental space just for your preferences and quirks, that means you matter. It means they want to know you better. Not just the surface level, but the real, unfiltered you. What's beautiful is that these little details often reveal a person's heart more than grand gestures ever could. Saying "I love you" is powerful, but remembering the kind of music you listen to when you're happy or sad, that's a window into understanding your soul. Love is about knowing someone so well that you can anticipate their needs or moods without them having to spell it out. If they remember how you like your pajamas folded, or the exact way you laugh when something really tickles you, that's deep connection. Moreover, remembering the little details often leads to small acts of kindness that make a huge difference. Imagine after a long day, they surprise you with a playlist of songs you casually mentioned liking weeks ago. Or maybe they pick up your favorite snack at the store, not because you asked, but because they remembered. These are the moments that add up and build trust and warmth. It's not about being perfect. It's about paying attention and showing you care in a way that feels personal and real. It's also a form of validation. When someone remembers those tiny details, it tells you that your feelings, preferences, and personality aren't just noise in their world. They are meaningful. This helps build a foundation of security and belonging. You start to feel safe being yourself because someone sees you fully and cherishes those unique parts. On the flip side, when the small things get forgotten or dismissed, it can create distance and frustration. It sends a message that you're not really being seen or valued. So the person who truly loves you will consistently surprise you by recalling what others overlook. They might remember the name of your childhood pet, or how you like your eggs cooked, or even that you hate being called by a nickname you never liked. That's love saying, "I see you, all of you." This kind of attention to detail also reflects a deeper emotional intelligence. It shows they're not just hearing you, but they're actively listening, absorbing your words and feelings. They're engaged in the dance of getting to know you better every day. And this ongoing discovery keeps the relationship fresh and alive because love isn't static. It grows through these continuous small moments. In many ways, these little things become inside jokes, shared memories, and quiet reminders of the bond you share. They are the threads weaving your story together. When they remember the small things, they are actually honoring your history and your present simultaneously. Sometimes the little details might seem trivial or insignificant, but they hold weight in the heart. Like the way you tilt your head when you're thinking, or the exact phrase you use when you're upset. These nuances make you who you are. When someone is deeply in love, they not only accept those things, but celebrate them. They want to know every shade of you, not just the parts you put on display. Ultimately, remembering the little details is a silent but powerful way of saying, you matter to me. It shows that their love is active, not passive. They're choosing to hold you in their mind and heart, not just as a fleeting presence, but as a lasting presence. And in those small moments, love becomes something you feel, see, and know without words. When someone is deeply in love, their presence becomes more than just physical. It's about showing up in the moments that truly count. This isn't about grand, flashy displays or dramatic gestures meant to impress others. No, it's the quiet, consistent way they're there when you need them most that reveals the depth of their feelings. Love is about showing up, not just showing off. Think about the times life throws curveballs your way. Maybe you're sick, stressed, or going through a tough day that nobody else even knows about. The person who loves you doesn't hesitate or make excuses. They show up with no fanfare, no agenda, just pure support. They don't wait for you to ask or beg for help. They sense it and act. That's love in action. Showing up means being present, emotionally and physically, especially in the hard times. It's easy to be around when everything is smooth sailing, but love is tested when the waters get rough. The person who's truly in love stands beside you during those storms. They don't run away or disappear like a ghost when things get difficult. Instead, they roll up their sleeves, listen to your fears, hold your hand, and remind you you're not alone. It's the kind of presence that says, I'm here, I've got you. Love also means showing up in the small moments that might seem ordinary but are actually extraordinary. Maybe you had a bad day at work and they call just to check in. Or maybe they notice you're tired and bring you a cup of tea without you asking. These acts don't make headlines, but they fill your heart in ways words never could. Consistent, thoughtful presence builds trust and lets you know you can count on them. When they show up consistently, it sends a message that you're a priority in their life. It's easy to get caught up in distractions, obligations, and personal agendas. But the person who loves you makes room for you. They rearrange plans, cancel other commitments, or simply pause what they're doing because your needs matter. That willingness to make you a priority speaks volumes about their feelings. There's also something deeply reassuring about knowing someone will be there when you fall. Life isn't perfect and everyone faces setbacks, but love means having someone catch you, literally or figuratively, and help you get back on your feet. When they show up without hesitation, it's a powerful way of saying you're not in this alone. Showing up isn't just about big emergencies or crises. It's also about being involved in your everyday life. The boring, mundane, routine parts. When someone loves you, they want to be part of your world. Whether that means coming to your doctor's appointment, cheering you on at a little league game, or sitting quietly with you during a lazy Sunday afternoon. Their presence in those simple moments creates a sense of connection that's deep and lasting. One of the most beautiful things about showing up is how it creates shared memories and experiences. When you're together through thick and thin, those moments become the foundation of your relationship. It's not just about surviving tough times. It's about growing stronger because you face them hand in hand. This shared history builds intimacy and makes love more resilient. Sometimes people confuse showing up with just being physically present. But real showing up goes beyond just being in the same room. It means being emotionally available, truly listening, and engaging with what you're going through. It means putting down the phone, tuning out distractions, and giving you their full attention. That kind of presence is rare and priceless. On the flip side, when someone fails to show up, it creates cracks in the foundation of love. Absence during hard times can feel like abandonment. If they disappear when you need them most, or only show up when it's convenient, it sends a message that you're not as important as you thought. Love needs consistency, and showing up consistently is one of the clearest ways to prove it. Showing up also means standing up for you. It's not just about being there physically, but also being your advocate and protector. When they stand by your side in front of others, whether it's defending you from criticism or celebrating your successes, that's love on full display. It's about being a partner, not just a companion. In a world where words can be cheap and promise is easily broken, showing up is an action that carries weight. It's the proof in the pudding, the silent vow that says, I'm not just here for the good times, I'm here for the real times. It's love that's reliable, steady, and committed. So when you notice someone showing up for you, not just in the Instagram moments, but in the real messy, ordinary life, recognize it for what it is, a sign of deep love. Because at the end of the day, the greatest gift someone can give is their time, attention, and presence when it truly matters. When someone is truly in love, one of the most powerful things they do is protect your peace. Now, what does that really mean? It means they become a refuge in a world that often feels chaotic, stressful, and overwhelming. They don't add drama or tension to your life. Instead, they seek to create a safe space where you can breathe easy, be yourself, and feel calm. Protecting your peace is love showing up as kindness, respect, and emotion. Think about it. Peace is priceless. It's that feeling of calm and security we all crave but don't always get. When someone loves you, they recognize how important that sense of peace is for your well-being. They don't want to be the storm brewing on your horizon or the noise interrupting your quiet moments. Instead, they want to be the calm in the middle of the storm, the place where your heart can rest. Protecting your peace doesn't mean everything will always be perfect or easy. Life will throw challenges at you both, but the way they show love is by minimizing unnecessary conflict and avoiding behaviors that cause pain or anxiety. They understand that love isn't about control or domination, but about respect and kindness. One way this plays out is in how they communicate. They choose their words carefully because they know words can heal or hurt. When you're stressed or upset, the person who loves you won't throw gas on the fire with harsh criticism or sarcasm. Instead, they'll speak with compassion, patience, and understanding. Even when there's disagreement, their goal is to resolve it in a way that maintains peace rather than escalating tension. They don't aim to win arguments, but to strengthen the relationship. Another way they protect your peace is by being mindful of your emotional limits. We all have triggers, vulnerabilities, and moments when we feel fragile. A loving partner respects those boundaries. They don't push you to talk before you're ready or make demands that cause you stress. They're attuned to your emotional state and adjust their behavior accordingly, giving you space when you need it and closeness when you want it. Protecting your peace also means standing up for you when needed. Love isn't passive. If someone or something threatens your peace, whether it's harsh words from others, unfair situations, or toxic influences, they step in as your protector. They don't let negativity settle around you like a dark cloud. Instead, they shield you, defend your worth, and help create an environment where you can thrive. Sometimes protecting peace means making sacrifices or tough choices. It could mean walking away from drama or saying no to things that don't serve your well-being. When someone loves you, they'll choose what's best for your mental and emotional health, even if it's uncomfortable or inconvenient. They prioritize your peace over petty disagreements or ego battles. It's also important to realize that protecting your peace is a two-way street. Love flourishes in a space where both people feel safe, heard, and respected. So the person who loves you wants to create peace not just for you, but for the relationship as a whole. They work to avoid unnecessary drama, gossip, or negativity that can damage trust. They don't play mind games or keep score. Instead, they approach the relationship with honesty and a genuine desire for harmony. When someone is committed to protecting your peace, you start to notice a sense of relief around them. You don't feel the need to guard your words or hide parts of yourself. You can be vulnerable without fear of judgment or rejection. That kind of emotional safety is a rare and beautiful gift. It's the foundation on which trust and deeper love are built. On the flip side, when someone doesn't protect your peace, it creates unrest and anxiety. You might feel drained, tense, or constantly on edge. That's a sign that the relationship might be causing more harm than good. True love should never be a source of constant worry or emotional turmoil. It should be a refuge. Protecting peace also means nurturing joy and calm in your everyday life. It's the little things, laughing together, sharing quiet moments, having a shoulder to lean on after a tough day. The person who loves you wants your life to be filled with more light than darkness. They'll encourage you to pursue what brings you happiness and step in to ease your burdens. In essence, when they protect your peace, they're showing that your happiness and well-being matter deeply to them. It's a silent promise that no matter what storms come your way, they'll do their best to keep your heart safe and your mind clear. They become your sanctuary. This protective love isn't always flashy or loud. Sometimes it's subtle, like choosing to say, "I'm sorry" first, or giving you space to heal. Sometimes it's bold, like standing up to someone who disrespects you. But always, it's about honoring you and the peace you deserve. So when you notice someone making an effort to protect your peace, when they avoid drama, communicate kindly, respect your feelings, and stand by you against negativity, know that this is one of the deepest signs of love. It's love that nurtures, shields, and uplifts. And that kind of love is precious beyond words. Jealousy is often painted as a villain in love stories, the thing that ruins relationships and causes drama. But here's the truth. Jealousy itself isn't always bad. When someone is deeply in love, they may feel a gentle, healthy kind of jealousy, and that's actually a sign they care. It's not the wild, possessive jealousy that leads to arguments and mistrust. No, it's the subtle kind that shows up because they want to be the reason you're smiling, the one who holds your heart's attention. Imagine this. You're laughing with a friend, sharing a funny story, or maybe you get a compliment from someone else that lights up your face. That moment might trigger a little flicker inside your partner, a tiny sting of, wait, am I the only one who gets to make you happy like that? That feeling isn't about control or insecurity. It's about love, wanting to be noticed, wanting to be special. It's a reminder that your happiness means the world to them. Healthy jealousy is actually quite sweet. It's like a quiet whisper from their heart saying, I want to be the one who feels your joy. It's not about trying to limit your interactions or put you in a box. Instead, it's about wanting to share your happiness and be part of the moments that light you up. They don't want to steal your joy or make you feel guilty for having fun with others. They just want to be included in that joy. This kind of jealousy is often mixed with a bit of vulnerability. When someone loves you deeply, they open their heart and expose themselves to the possibility of pain, the pain of losing you or being replaced in your affections. That's why a little jealousy sneaks in. It's a natural human reaction to protect something precious. It shows they value you immensely and don't take your presence for granted. What makes this jealousy healthy is how they handle it. They don't explode or accuse you of wrongdoing. They don't throw tantrums or demand proof of your love. Instead, they communicate their feelings calmly, honestly, and respectfully. They might say, I felt a little left out when you were laughing with them because I want to be the one making you laugh like that. That openness invites understanding rather than conflict. Healthy jealousy also comes with trust. Even though they feel that little tug of emotion, they trust you. They believe in your commitment and in the strength of your relationship. That trust keeps jealousy from turning toxic. They don't let it fester or turn into suspicion. Instead, they acknowledge it, share it, and move forward with confidence in your bond. Another important aspect is that healthy jealousy motivates growth and attention, not control. When they feel that tiny sting, it reminds them to show up more, to be more present, to nurture the relationship. It sparks a desire to be better for you, not to cage you. It's a call to deepen their connection and invest more love and care. Jealousy in this form also reflects emotional honesty. They're not pretending everything is perfect or that they don't care. They're willing to be vulnerable and admit their feelings, even the uncomfortable ones. That level of honesty strengthens intimacy because it invites you to be honest too. It creates a safe space where both partners can share their hearts without fear of judgment. On the flip side, when jealousy is absent altogether, it might mean a lack of emotional investment. If someone never feels a hint of protectiveness or doesn't care about being your source of happiness, it could signal distance or disengagement. Love involves wanting to be close, to be seen as special, and to share in your joys and challenges. Of course, there's a line between healthy and unhealthy jealousy, and recognizing the difference is crucial. Unhealthy jealousy is possessive, controlling, and suffocating. It breeds mistrust, constant questioning, and emotional pain. Healthy jealousy respects boundaries and fosters open communication. It's a subtle, fleeting feeling that ultimately strengthens the relationship rather than weakening it. When you notice your partner feeling a little jealous in that gentle way when they express it with kindness and honesty, know that it's a sign of their deep love. It means they want to be your main source of happiness and that your joy matters to them more than anything else. They're not trying to clip your wings, they're just holding on tightly to their heart's treasure. In many ways, this healthy jealousy is part of the beautiful dance of love. It reminds both of you that your relationship is precious and worth protecting. It encourages attention, affection, and appreciation. It keeps the spark alive because it shows that they care deeply and don't take you for granted. So, next time you catch that little flicker of jealousy in their eyes or hear it in their words, don't rush to judgment or see it as a warning sign. Instead, see it for what it really is. A tender, human way of saying, you're everything to me, and I want to be the one who makes your heart happy. When someone is truly in love with you, they don't just hear your words, they listen with their whole heart. There's a world of difference between hearing and listening. Anyone can hear what you say, but it takes someone who truly cares to tune into your tone, your pauses, your emotions beneath the words. Real listening isn't just about processing information. It's about connection. And when someone listens to you like that with presence and intention, it's one of the most powerful signs of deep love. You can feel the difference when you're talking about something that excites you, stresses you out, or breaks your heart. They don't interrupt. They're not waiting for their turn to talk or rushing to give advice. They're simply there, eyes focused, body still, absorbing what you're saying. Their attention isn't split. They aren't scrolling through their phone or mentally checking out. In that moment, you are the center of their world. When someone loves you, they learn how to read between your lines. They pick up on what you're not saying just as much as what you are. They notice when your "I'm fine" doesn't sound quite right. They hear the weariness in your voice even if you're smiling. That kind of listening doesn't come from curiosity. it comes from care. They're tuned into your emotional frequency because your well-being matters to them on a deep personal level. They also remember things you didn't think they would. You mention your favorite childhood snack in passing, and 2 weeks later, they surprise you with it. You say your big meeting is on Thursday, and they send a good luck text that morning without you reminding them. These moments may seem small, but they say so much. I hear you. I see you. You matter to me. Listening with their whole heart means they're not just storing facts, they're keeping pieces of you. And it's not just about listening when you're upset or when something major happens. They also care about the random stuff, the silly dreams you had, the book you're reading, the show you love. They don't dismiss your thoughts or make you feel like you're talking too much. In fact, they encourage you to speak more because your voice brings them joy. They create a space where you feel safe being your full, uncensored self because they want to know the real you, not just the polished version. This kind of listening builds intimacy. It allows the relationship to grow beyond surface level connection. You start to trust that when you open up, you'll be met with empathy, not judgment. You begin to relax in their presence because you know they're not just listening to respond, they're listening to understand. And when you feel understood, you feel loved in a way that words alone could never provide. Sometimes they don't even need to say much. Their silence is supportive. Not empty, just being there and letting you vent, cry, laugh, or think out loud without rushing to fix things is one of the most powerful ways love can show up. They know that sometimes the greatest gift is simply being fully present. People often underestimate how rare and sacred it is to be truly listened to. In a world full of noise, constant notifications, multitasking, short attention spans, someone who pauses everything just to hear your heart is a gift. They're saying, right now, nothing is more important than what you're sharing with me. That's not just romantic, that's revolutionary. Even during disagreements, someone who loves you listens differently. They don't shut down or steamroll over your words. They may not always agree, but they want to understand your side. They stay calm, open, and curious because they care more about resolving the conflict than winning it. They listen not just to defend themselves, but to preserve the relationship. That level of maturity and heart-centered communication shows a love that is rooted in respect. Listening like this doesn't always come naturally. It's a choice, an act of love that gets stronger with practice. And when you receive that kind of attention, it has a ripple effect. You feel seen, heard, and valued. It inspires you to listen the same way in return. That mutual care becomes a quiet language all its own, where even the things left unsaid are still deeply felt. So when someone listens to you with their whole heart, when they tune in without distraction, respond with care, remember the details, and hold space for your truth, you can be sure of one thing. They love you more than they're probably saying, because love like that isn't loud. It doesn't need grand gestures. It simply shows up, fully present, one conversation at a time. When someone is truly in love with you, you'll notice they're willing to make sacrifices, and they don't do it for praise, recognition, or leverage. They do it because they care. It's not a transaction. It's not, I'll do this for you if you do that for me. It's love that says, your comfort matters to me. Your peace is important. Your needs are not a burden. That kind of love gives freely without keeping score, without tallying who did more, who gave more. This kind of sacrifice shows up in ways that are both big and small. Maybe they cancel plans with their friends because they know you've had a hard day and need them by your side. Maybe they wake up early to help you prepare for an important day even though sleep means everything to them. It could be as simple as letting you have the last slice of pizza, or as big as moving cities so you can chase your dream. What matters most is that they do it from the heart, not from obligation. And they don't throw it in your face. You don't hear about it weeks later in a heated argument. They're not silently keeping a list of all their good deeds, waiting for the right moment to cash in on your gratitude. They give because they want to see you happy, safe, and supported. That's the real test of love. When someone gives up something they care about, not because they have to, but because they choose to. Now, this doesn't mean losing themselves or sacrificing their identity for the sake of the relationship. True love doesn't demand that. But when two people love each other deeply, there's a natural willingness to compromise, to adjust, to bend so that the other doesn't break. It's that balance between holding your own and holding space for someone else. They understand that sometimes love means saying, this isn't easy for me, but I'll do it because I know it matters to you. You see this clearly in moments of tension or difference. Maybe you don't see eye to eye on something. Maybe your love languages are different. Your priorities aren't perfectly aligned or your schedules clash. The person who's truly in love doesn't make it a battle of wills. They lean into understanding. And when necessary, they take a step back from their own comfort to support yours, not because they're weak, but because they're strong enough to put love first. There's a certain quiet grace to people who love like this. They don't advertise their sacrifices. You might not even realize what they've given up for you until much later. Maybe they chose not to say something that would have hurt you, even though they had every right. Maybe they went the extra mile just to lighten your load, and they never mention it. That kind of love is selfless. It's rooted in care, not ego. And here's the beauty of it. It creates a natural flow of reciprocity. When someone loves you like that, when they give without counting, you feel inspired to do the same. You want to meet them with the same level of grace, the same willingness to put their needs beside your own. The relationship becomes a space where neither of you has to fight to be prioritized because both of you are already doing that instinctively. It's mutual generosity that fuels deep, lasting connection. Sometimes love is loud, big declarations, passionate kisses, grand gestures. But other times it's quiet. It's in the sacrifice of time, the rearranged plans, the small acts of service that never make it to social media. It's in the moments when they choose your comfort over convenience, your joy over ease, and your heart over their pride. That's the kind of love that doesn't fade when things get hard. That's the kind that endures. And the person who loves you in this way doesn't keep a scoreboard because their intention isn't to win, it's to build. They're investing in something they believe in, not looking to cash out. They're not keeping receipts, waiting to pull them out as proof of how much they care. They're showing you through action, not words. Their sacrifices are not for show. They're silent, consistent, and deeply meaningful. When you experience this kind of love, it softens you. It makes you feel secure, valued, and safe. You stop bracing for disappointment because you know they've got you. Not just when it's easy or convenient, but even when it costs them something. Because to them, you're worth it. Not just sometimes, every time.